students, it's Nazia Begum here, your physics lecturer, welcoming you all in today's lecture. So in our previous lecture we have studied about photoelectric effect and also discussed photoelectron etc. Okay, we have also discussed effect of intensity of light on photoelectric current, and we found that with intensity of light the current also increases. Then we have discussed effect of potential. Okay, so here we took three fixed intensities, and for all the intensities the current was increasing with increase in potential, and there is one value of potential which is retarding potential, that is decreasing potential, for which the current stops, and that potential is called stopping potential. Okay, then we have seen the definition of stopping potential. Okay, it is called cutoff or stopping potential. So till here we have discussed. Okay, now let's move ahead. For a given frequency of incident radiation, photoelectrons are emitted with all velocities ranging from 0 to a certain maximum value Vmax. Okay, at the stopping potential V naught, when no photoelectrons are emitted, the work done by stopping potential on the fastest electron must be equal to its kinetic energy. I hope you all have understood this, what is written there. When the radiation falls on the metal surface, the electron which is coming out from the surface are having different velocities, starting from 0 to a maximum velocity Vmax. Okay, but when the potential is stopping potential, so that time no photoelectrons are emitted. Okay, so here the work done by stopping potential on the fastest electron must be equal to its kinetic energy. Okay, stopping potential is stopping the uh, emission of electron, and kinetic energy is moving the electron, giving energy to move. Okay, so stopping potential must be equal to kinetic energy so that the electron will stop. Okay, if stopping potential is equals to maximum kinetic energy, then only the electron will stop moving. Otherwise, if kinetic energy is more than stopping potential, so obviously the electron will continue moving. Okay, so when no photoelectrons are emitting, so that time K max, maximum kinetic energy, equals to half mv square. Okay, here we have written V max square because of maximum velocity. This should be equal to EV naught, where EV naught is the potential, okay, on electron. So when kinetic energy is equals to stopping potential, then only there will be no photoelectron. Okay, where m, e and V max are the mass, charge and maximum velocity of the electrons respectively. Now, if we repeat the experiment with incident radiation of the same frequency but of higher intensity I2 and I3, we find that the values of saturation currents have increased in proportion to their intensity of incident radiation, while the stopping potential is still the same. Okay, so this thing we have already discussed with graph. So for a given frequency of incident radiation, the stopping potential is independent of its intensity. Stopping potential does not depend on intensity, and that thing we have already discussed in this graph. So whatever the value intensity may have, but the value of stopping potential is same. Okay, so this thing we have discussed already. Now let's talk about the third point, effect of frequency of incident radiation and stopping potential. Now how frequency affects stopping potential. To study the effect of frequency on photoelectric effect, the intensity of incident radiation at each frequency is adjusted in such a way that the saturation current is same each time when the plate A is at positive potential. Okay, so intensity should be adjusted in such a manner that stopping potential, okay, is same. The potential on the plate A is gradually reduced to 0 and then increased in the negative direction till stopping potential is reached. Okay, the experiment is repeated with radiations of different frequencies. So here what we are doing, initially we have fixed the frequency. In second point we have fixed the frequency and we have changed the intensities. Okay, but here what we are doing, here we are fixing the intensity and changing the frequencies and repeating the experiment. Okay, by changing the frequency we are decreasing the potential till it reaches to the stopping potential. Okay, so here in this figure you can see on x-axis we have taken potential. So this side you can see anode potential is there and this side retarding potential is there and the intensity is fixed. Okay, so here you can see we are having three different frequencies, nu1, nu2 and nu3, where nu2 is more than nu1 and nu3 is more than nu2. Okay, so here you can see that when the frequency is less, nu1 is the least frequency here, so when the frequency is less, stopping potential is also less. Okay, for a particular potential VO1 we are getting current 0. When we increase frequency a little more, okay, so that time the stopping potential also increases. Okay, then again if we increase the frequency, stopping potential again increases. So in previous case we have noticed that whatever may be the intensity but stopping potential is same. But here what we have observed, that if the frequency is changing, the stopping potential is also changing. As we are increasing the value of frequency, the value of stopping potential is also increasing. So here the stopping potential changes or varies with frequency. Okay, now if we plot a graph between the frequency of incident radiation and the corresponding stopping potential. Okay, see here we are having graph between potential and current. Okay, on x-axis we are having potential, on y-axis we are having current. So we have seen that stopping potential is having different values. Okay, but one thing is clear, that as we are increasing the frequency, the stopping potential is also increasing. Now we plot another graph. On x-axis we took frequency of incident radiation and on y-axis stopping potential. So here you can see that with frequency the stopping potential is increasing linearly. So it clearly indicates that as the frequency will increase, the stopping potential will also increase. Okay, so this is the effect of stopping potential on effect of potential on frequency, effect of frequency on stopping potential. This is the effect of frequency on stopping potential, that with frequency stopping potential also increases. Okay, stopping potential is independent of intensity but it depends on frequency. So this one point also you note somewhere and remember this. Okay, so from various graphs we came to these 3 points. Okay, these 3 points are the conclusion of that various graphs we have studied. So first point here is the stopping potential increases linearly with the frequency nu of the incident radiation for a given photosensitive material. Second, there exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency for which the stopping potential is 0. The minimum value of the frequency of incident radiation below which the photoelectric emission stops altogether is called threshold frequency. So threshold frequency is that minimum frequency below which no electron can emit. So if we want to emit the electron from the metal surface, we need a radiation whose frequency is more than threshold frequency. Okay, if it is not more than threshold frequency, electron will not come out. Third, For two different metals A and B, these graphs are parallel straight lines. So here you can see, okay, this graph. Here we have taken two metals, metal A and metal B. Okay, now nu naught is the threshold frequency here. Okay, so metal A is having greater frequency than threshold frequency. Okay, and metal B is having less frequency than metal A. So here you can see that when frequency is less, for metal B frequency is less. So you can see how they both are parallel but different lines. So according to frequency, we are getting two different lines. Whether they are parallel, that means whatever may be the frequency, the stopping potential will always change linearly with that. Okay, but the graph is not same. They are having two different lines, means different type of different value of stopping potential will be there. Okay, so for two different metals A and B, these graphs are parallel straight line, that is they have same slope, but the threshold frequencies are different for the two metals. Okay, the above observations imply two important facts. Okay, so these are two important facts. The maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons increases linearly with the frequency of the incident radiation, but is independent of its intensity. So the kinetic energy of electron depends on frequency and not on intensity. Second point, for a frequency nu of the incident radiation less than the threshold frequency nu naught, no photoelectric emission is possible, howsoever large is the intensity of incident radiation. Okay, so whatever is the value of intensity, if the frequency is less than threshold frequency, no electron will emit. Okay, once the frequency of incident light exceeds the threshold frequency, the photoelectric emission starts instantaneously, even if the light is very dim. Okay, so if the light is very less intense, if the intensity of light is very less, but the frequency is more than threshold frequency, then also electron will get emit. Okay, whether the number of electron which is emitting is less, but they will emit because frequency is sufficient. Okay, and as I have already explained you that intensity means number of photons. So intensity affect the number of electrons which are coming out from metal surface. Okay, but to come out at least a minimum frequency we required, that is called threshold frequency. The time interval between the incident of radiation and the emission of electron is of the order of 10 to the power minus 9 second or nanoseconds. Okay, so when the radiation falls on a surface, so within a time interval of 10 to the power minus 9 second, or you can say that immediately, just immediately the electrons start emitting from the surface. Now there are some laws of photoelectric emission. Okay, first, for a given photosensitive material and frequency of incident radiation above the threshold frequency, obviously the photoelectric current is directly proportional to the intensity of light. The saturation current is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. Is it clear? The photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity of light. Saturation current is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. Second, for a given photosensitive material, there exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency below which no photoelectrons are emitted, howsoever high is the intensity of incident radiation. This frequency is called threshold frequency. So my dear students, you might have noticed that how many times this thing is being repeated, that on which thing what depends. Okay, like energy depends on frequency and current depends on intensity. Again and again these points are explained here, so you can understand that how important these points are. Okay, third point, above the threshold frequency, the stopping potential, or equivalently, the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectron is directly proportional to the frequency of incident radiation, but is independent of its intensity. Fourth, the photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. So as we have seen that as the radiation falls on the surface, within the time interval of 10 to the power minus 9 second only, the electrons start emitting out, okay, from the surface. Electrons start emitting from the surface. So it is an instantaneous process. Now let me explain you the third point. Okay, so third point is telling us that if the incident ray is having a frequency more than threshold frequency, so the kinetic energy of photoelectron will be directly proportional to the frequency of incident radiation. Okay, so let me explain you this thing also. See, threshold frequency is needed for the electron to leave the metal surface. Okay, energy equals to h nu. So whatever energy the photons are having in light rays, so many photons are there. Okay, when they collide with electron, they transfer their energy to electron, and after absorbing that energy only electron come out from the metal surface. Okay, so if the frequency of photon is equal to threshold frequency, so photon will transfer energy to electron, and that energy will be sufficient for electron to just come out from metal surface. But if the frequency of photon is more than threshold frequency, okay, so that time what happen, however amount of frequency is needed for electron to get emitted, that will be that electron will use for coming out from the surface, and rest frequency, whatever frequency is left there. See what I have told you, if the frequency is more than threshold frequency, so threshold frequency, that much amount is used for emission of electron. Now whatever energy, excess energy is left there, that energy the electron will use for its motion. That means that energy will be the kinetic energy of electron. Okay, so now I hope you understand that how kinetic energy is equal to directly proportional to frequency, because how much frequency is needed for the electron to come out, that much it will use to come out from the surface, and rest frequency, whatever excess frequency is there, that the electron will use to move from one to move. Okay, that means that frequency is giving kinetic energy to electron, and this kinetic energy is independent of intensity, it only depends on the frequency. So today we have discussed effect of various things on photoelectric effect, okay, and also we have seen laws of photoelectric emission. Now tomorrow we will study about classical wave theory and the reason for its failure, okay, and also I have explained you that why we use quantum theory then. So this thing we will discuss in next lecture. So this is it for today. See you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care, do some productive work, and the most important thing, be healthy, be safe.